Hello guys, and welcome to another video. And in this one we're going to be talking about a brand new unique amulet that's come into the game with the Trial of the Ancestors League. And I believe this is a League mechanic exclusive drop. I don't think it's a core drop pool unique. And this is the new unique amulet, the Defiance of Destiny. So this amulet has a decent life roll, some widely varied resistance rolls, and then it has this very special modifier. And I had to kind of do a bit of a double take when I first read this, because to my knowledge this is the first modifier of its kind where this modifier actually interacts with a hit prior to the hit actually taking place. I believe that's the first modifier like this in the game, which is very interesting. So this modifier says, gain 25 to 35% of missing unreserved life before being hit by an enemy. It has a max roll of 35%, and this is actually tagged up as a life modifier for the purpose of catalysts. So with 20% quality from fertile catalysts, this will actually go up to 42% on a max roll. So how exactly does this work? Let's take a max roll amulet with no quality to use in these examples. Let's say a character has 3000 out of 5000 maximum life and has no reserved life, and this character gets hit by a monster. The character has 2000 missing unreserved life at the moment that the hit will interact, so this modifier will make the character gain 700 life before the hit makes contact and deals damage. So the character would have 3700 out of 5000 maximum life when the hit actually deals damage. Now, because the character would have no missing unreserved maximum life when they're hit at full life, this amulet will do nothing against hits that would outright kill the character from full life. But Defiance of Destiny becomes much more useful against strings of enemy hits or mechanics that shotgun. And I therefore think that this is one of the best use cases in a mapping setting where there are potentially many mobs, some dangerous and some more insignificant. Think about the packs of skeletons that shoot fireballs from range. These deal a ton of damage, but it's likely to take several of these hits before the character is close to death. Let's say the character has 6000 maximum life and the skeleton fireballs deal 2500 damage per hit. Assuming no other recovery, the character would die from receiving 3 of these hits in quick succession. However, let's take a look at what happens when Defiance of Destiny is in play. The first skeleton fireball deals 2500 damage, bringing the character down to 3500 life out of a maximum of 6000. Since the character was on full life before the hit dealt damage, Defiance of Destiny's modifier does nothing for this first impact. Then, the second skeleton fireball comes in, and the character takes another 2500 damage. However, this time, the character has 2500 missing unreserved life prior to the hit taking place. So with a 35% roll, the character gains 875 life before the damage takes place. So the character survives with 1875 life out of 6000. Then, a third skeleton fireball comes in, and the character takes another 2500 damage. And this time the character has 4125 missing unreserved life prior to the hit taking place. So the character gains 1443 life and survives the damage with 818 life remaining out of a maximum of 6000. Now a fourth skeleton fireball comes in, dealing another 2500 damage. And this time the character had 5182 missing unreserved life. So they gain 1813 life prior to the hit dealing damage, and they survive the hit with 131 life remaining out of a maximum of 6000. A fifth skeleton fireball comes in, and this time the character would die, as they would have 5869 missing unreserved life, and they would gain 2054 life for a total of 2185 life prior to the hit dealing damage, and therefore the hit of 2500 damage would kill the character. You can begin to see how strong this mechanic can be against strings of hits, and as I mentioned earlier, the amulet can be improved with fertile catalysts so that the roll can be up to 42%. Now, there's one very notable interaction here, and that's the use of Defiance of Destiny alongside Petrified Blood. Petrified Blood is a reservation skill that applies a buff that prevents you from recovering life above 50% outside of the usage of life flasks, whilst making it so that 60% of the damage of incoming hits is dealt instantly, while a percentage of the remaining damage is lost over time following the hit. Because you're always at 50% life, assuming you're not reserving any life, you have half of your life missing all of the time. And when combined with the fact that hits will be dealing less immediate damage, this can provide a strong defensive mechanic against strings of enemy hits or shotgun mechanics. Let's take the same example from earlier, and this time factor in Petrified Blood. So the character now has Petrified Blood, and has 3000 out of a maximum of 6000 life, and is using the Defiance of Destiny amulet. For this example, let's make the assumption that the character has means to deal with the life loss over time mechanic from Petrified Blood, such as life recoup or another form of recovery. The first skeleton fireball comes in, dealing 2500 damage. Since the character cannot recover life above 50%, Defiance of Destiny won't apply its life gain mechanic above the 50% threshold, so its modifier won't do anything for the first hit. Petrified Blood's buff makes the hit deal 60% of its damage up front, so it deals 1500 damage and the character now has 1500 out of a 6000 maximum life. Then, the second fireball comes in, dealing 2500 damage. This time you can see the big difference between the two setups. The character has 4500 missing unreserved maximum life, so they gain 1575 life, meaning they would exceed the 50% life threshold from Petrified Blood's buff, so they now have 3000 life out of 6000 maximum life once again. The hit once again deals 1500 damage due to Petrified Blood's buff, and the character survives with 1500 life out of a maximum of 6000. Once again, assuming the character has the necessary means to be able to deal with the life loss over time mechanic from Petrified Blood, the skeleton's fireballs can never kill the character, no matter how many of them would hit the character. One important thing to mention is that due to this modifier being percentage based, it scales quite dramatically with the character's total life, even without Petrified Blood. A character with a high enough life pool would also never die to the skeleton's fireball hits, because the amount of life gained from the amulet would consistently exceed the hit damage. And that's about it. A first look at the new Defiance of Destiny unique amulet. Great name, by the way. I love the flavor text too. I hope this amulet will make its way into the core game somehow, even if the trials don't eventually go core, which I actually think they will do at some point. What do you guys think of this new unique amulet? Perhaps you're already making use of it. Let me know by commenting. And thank you to my channel members for your support. And if you'd like to join them and support the growth of this channel, you can do that by becoming a member from as little as 99 pence per month. You can click the join button below for more information. And thank you for watching. As always, stay tuned and stay safe.